Okay, everybody, here I want to find out the unfamiliar words from journals. The journals, as I have read, is a journal from us, TEFL. Technology and language, what works and what does not, mathematics blended learning. First one is contingent and reliant. Contingent and reliant, as we can find in dictionary.
Contingent.
Is a group of people. No, this one.
Contingent.
Talking about adjective, contingent is depending on something else in the futures in order to happen. That contingent. And then reliance meanings is the state of depending on trusting in something or someone. In Bahasa Indonesia, we can find the definition as contingents. Contingents is kesatuan. No. This one is bergantung, tergantung. And then reliance, meaning percaya. That's contingent and reliant. And then the next one is adversely. Adversely in Bahasa Indonesia, adversely dengan kurang baik, or in the Cambridge Dictionary, adversely means
adverse,
having a negative harmful effect on something. Having a negative harmful effect on some things. For example, like this example, suggestion the hidden factor that adversely alter the outcomes of technological intervention. And then the third one is warrant consideration. Warrant meaning here is in Bahasa Indonesia you can say is memerlukan, warrant consideration or menjamin. And in English definition or Cambridge,
warrants
is jaminan, necessary, penting, necessary. To a particular activity is necessary. That's warrant. And then the next is disquisition. Disquisition here, as we can look at on dictionary, disquisition mean a long and detailed explanation of a particular subject. Disquisition, a long and detailed explanation of particular subjects. And then hallmark here means, as you can see on the Cambridge,
hallmark,
characteristic, hallmark indicators, marks,
hallmark,
typical characteristic features of person or thing. Hallmark in Bahasa Indonesia, hallmark we can define as tanda resmi, tanda hallmark of gentleman, kesopanan adalah tanda orang yang berbudi, hallmarks. And then the next vocabulary, unfamiliar word from this, tenets. What's the meaning tenets? Okay, I find and copied this text, tenet, and then put here.
Tenet.
Tenet is one of principle on which belief or theory is based. Tenet, one of the principle on which a belief and theory is based. Tenet, or in Bahasa Indonesia is ajaran, prinsip, pendirian. Hype over,
hyper,
Find hype. Oh no, it's hype. The situation in which something advertised or discussed in newspaper, television. No, I think this one.
Hype.
Repeatedly advertises discuss something. Hype in Indonesia is no, there is no hype here. And then the next one, myriad of learning behavior. Myriad is banyak. Myriad
myriad,
very large number something, myriad, very large something. For example, like a myriad of learning behavior, myriad of choice, and then myriad banyak sekali, myriad of insects, beribu-ribu serangga, and then amplification. What is amplification? Let's find out dictionary. Amplification means
amplification,
yes, it's amplification, makes music and electronic amplification. Amplification in bahasa Indonesia we can be defined as pengerasan or penjelasan tambahan. Aspect of application of students knowledge, penjelasan tambahan, and then efficacious. How about this one? Efficacious. Find here. Efficacious, able to produce the intended result, or effective, successful. Synonym effective, successful. Efficacious is able to produce an intended result. That efficacious. Or mujarab, manjur, efficacious and beneficial, bermanfaat. And then the next vocabulary is efficaciousness, meaning produced intended results, and then persistent, iterative is berulang-ulang. Iterative, there is no in bahasa Indonesia, but in English, iterative means doing something. Iterative, you do something again and again, so to improve it, that iterative procedure. And then the next postulate, I have heard about this text, postulate. Let's find out on this dictionary. Postulate. This is a formal meanings to suggest a theory, idea as a basic principle upon which a further idea is formed or developed. Postulate means, this is formal, postulate means to suggest a theory, idea, etc. as a basic principle from which a further idea is formed or developed. Postulate, dalil, mendalilkan, menerima sebagai dalil, postulate. That postulate, for example, like here, researchers will need to postulate typical within a study sample size, and then encapsulate. I have heard this one. Encapsulate meanings is, okay, find out here. Encapsulate, to express or shows the most important facts about something. Encapsulate to express or show the most important facts about something. Encapsulate to express or show the most important about something. Or in bahasa Indonesia, there is no in bahasa Indonesia, unfortunately. That's to express or show the most important facts about something. It's very difficult to encapsulate the theory of revolution in single 1 hour. Encapsulate the stereotype image that British have Americans. And then the next vocabulary that is unfamiliar for me is numerators. Numerator means numerators. Let's copy this one. Numerators meaning penghitung, pembilang. Numerators, denumerators, penghitung, pembilang. And then denominator meaning says angka sebutan dalam bilangan pecahan. Common denominator, angka sebutan senama. And then the next juxtapose sample. Juxtapose, I have heard, mendekatkan, menjajarkan. Type 4 samples, menjajarkan, mendekatkan, menjajarkan. Or in Cambridge, may say juxtapose, to put things that are not similar next to each other. To put things that are not similar next to each other. And then respective tables. What was the respective table? Respectively, masing-masing berturut-turut, berurutan. Or you may find in this respective relating to belongs to each of the separate people, that things you have just mentioned, berurutan. And then preponderance preponderance is jumlah lebih besar, the preponderance is dependent. It is noted that the preponderance of dependent variable from this cohort, previous preponderance is jumlah lebih besar. Okay, let's find out in Cambridge.
Preponderance.
Preponderance is formal, the largest part of greatest amount, the largest part.
Preponderance.
Preponderance, the largest part of greatest amount. Preponderance, the largest part of greatest amount. And then the next one is nothing. Nothing penting, patut diperhatikan, nothing. Or you may find and Cambridge
noteworthy.
Not worthy, not worthy, not worthy is deserving attention because of being important or interesting. Not worthy example, not worthy example. This is meanings. This is formal word, deserving attention because of being important, interesting. Next one, posited, also posited. Posited, what's the meaning posited? Let's check it out in dictionary. Posited meanings.
Posit.
Posit meanings, that is formal. Of course, posit is formal. To suggest something as a basic fact or principle from which a further idea is formed or developed. Posit, to suggest something as a basic fact or principle from which a further idea is formed or developed. Okay, Immanuel Moscow posited the performance, posited mengusulkan sebagai fakta. And then leverage, what meaning leverage? Of course, this is pengungkitan, pengungkilan, pengumpilan atau pengaruh. Instructions will blended environment berpengaruh.
Leverage.
The action or the advantage of using a letter, power.
Leverage.
Power to influence people to get the result you want. Pengaruh. Power to influence people or get the result you want. And then attainments, what do you mean attainment? Let's check it out on dictionary. Attainments meaning hasil yang dicapai. Attainment, pencapaian, tindakan atau proses menuju hasil karya. This is attainment. Here, like the
Attainment.
of course, this is formal, but this is uncountable. Meaning the act of achieving something. Attainment of goal. Attainment of goal. Achieving the act of achieving something. Next word, the inflammatory word from this is acquit. What's meaning acquit is menyamakan. To equate might be right, menyamakan kekuasaan dengan hak. Acquit the developed approach, necessary to equate the developed approach. For instance, still made it. Okay. For instance, it's to make effective improve students' attitude. Acquit. Let's get out in Cambridge.
Equate.
Check it out. To consider one thing to be the same as equal to another thing. That's equate. Confounding variable. So that's confounding. Confounding is memalukan. No. Confounding here is not related.
Confound.
To confuse or very much surprise someone so that they are unable to explain deal with situation. The singer confounded her critic with a remarkable flop album. Confounding variables, too confused or very much surprise someone. And then conjectures, what's meaning conjectures? Conjectures is terkaan, perkiraan atau dugaan. Consider concern. Conjectures, mengira, menerka, mengira. Okay, how about the specific definition?
Conjecture
is to guess based on the appearance of situation or not on proof. To guess based on the appearance, situation, or not of proof. Conjectures, concern, and then prolong and perpetual. And then prolong, what's meaning prolong? This is memperpanjang, or in English you may say prolonged. Continuing for a long time, berlanjut lama. And then perpetual meanings is perpetual continuing forever in the same way. Perpetual meaning continuing forever in the same way. Live in the perpetual fear of being dissolved. Perpetual, terus menerus, tak henti-hentinya. Perpetual. And then respections is reaksi akibat tolakan ke belakang. reaksi akibat tremendous factors
Repercussion.
action, event, decision, or something, especially in the bad effect. Reflection. The effect that an action, event, or decision has something, especially the bad effect. And then the next one is depicts. What's meaning depicts? Sample. Depicts mean melukiskan, menggambarkan. Depicts, melukiskan,
depict,
depict, to present or show something, a picture or story. And depicts juncta position. Juncta position is, what's that? Demonstrate. The juncta position is, okay, forget. But this one I need to penjabaran, demonstrate. And then plausible reason, alasan yang bisa masuk akal. And then backfiring, ledakan, karena setelahnya, meledak karena setelahnya. Or you may find here backfiring is
Backfire.
bad result. They have the opposite result from the one you intended. Backfiring. In concurrence with is the same. And elusive means, elusive sukar untuk dipahami, elusive. And then inevitable is sifat tidak dapat dielakkan, dihindarkan lagi. Inevitable tidak dapat dihindarkan lagi. Inevitable behavioral change tidak dapat dihindarkan lagi. And then outperforms meaning is, okay, I should find out, check it out here.
Outperform.
To do well a particular job or activity compared to the other similar types. To do well, outperform, to do well in particular job or activity compared to the other types. Outperform the experimental group. Outperforms. And then the next, at these junctures, okay, waktu pada saat ini, this is junctures, career. Junctures, I can find here.
Juncture.
Is a particular point, this job, pada waktu ini. Or you may say, pada titik waktu tertentu. Junctures and respective effect, berurutan. Discern meaning meneliti, also discern to the study. Several. Discern membedakan. Discern meaning
discern,
to see, recognize, understand something that is not clear. Discern, to see, recognize, understand something is not clear. Discern, that's several. Finding. And then fixated. What's meaning fixated? Fixated, tergoda oleh. Nevertheless, which cannot be too fixated on viewing performance. Tergoda oleh performance. Fixated, tergoda oleh. Or you may say, find out here, fixated, because something,
fixated,
stop thinking about something. And then adversely, which is adversely sebaliknya, bad effect tadi apa? Adversely, dengan kurang baik, adversely. And then nuance. How to say this one? You may say here, nuance.
Nuance.
A very slight difference in appearance, meaning sound. Slight different, nuance, perbedaan yang sangat sedikit, nuance.
nuance,
perbedaan yang sangat sedikit, with more nuance. Endorsement meaning endorsement, pengesahan, pengabsahan, persetujuan, dukungan, sokongan. And then surface. Oh, about this one, a blended learning environment has been shown to surpass that an ordinary classroom without it. Surpass, what I mean surpass? Surpass, melebihi, melampaui, mengungguli that ordinary classroom without mengungguli, surpass. So let's see here. And
surpass,
to do or better, to do or be better than. That's surpass. How to say it?
surpass,
Surpass.
surpass,
Surpass.